Welcome to Roofing Road Trips, the podcast that takes you on a thrilling journey across the world of roofing. From fascinating interviews with roofing experts to on-the-road adventures, we'll uncover the stories, innovations, and challenges that shape the rooftops over our heads. So fasten your seatbelts and join us as we embark on this exciting roofing road trip.
Hello and welcome to Roofing Road Trips from Roofers Coffee Shop. This is Heidi Ellsworth, and we are here today to talk about snow retention. And snow retention that saves lives. That's what it's all about. How are we handling snow, and how is it really that contractors can work with homeowners to make sure they understand how important it is? So we have the experts from Rocky Mountain Snow Guards with Lars Walberg, and from Monarch Construction and Roofing with Drew Greenlaw. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks, Heidi.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
We are so excited to have you. And this is such an important, it's a critical topic that we need to be talking about. So I appreciate you so much being here on this podcast to talk through all of this, but let's start with some introductions. So Lars, let's go ahead and start with you. If you could introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your company.
Yes. Hi, my name's Lars Walberg, and I'm the president of Rocky Mountain Snow Guards. We're based in Englewood, Colorado, and Rocky Mountain Snow Guards is a 14-year-old manufacturer and distributor of snow retention products for all different types of roofs. 70% of our business comes from snow retention for existing roofs. And we'll get into the reason for that. Basically, it's because people don't get it when they're getting the new roof put on.
Right. Exactly. So important. Drew, if you could introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your company.
Sure. My name is Drew Greenlaw. I work with Monarch Construction and Roofing. We're based out of Golden, Colorado. I've been in this industry for just under a decade, 7 years. And I took a position with Monarch in January as a project manager, but I oversee kind of their Alpine division. Fortunately, kind of my entry into this industry was working with these high-end systems up in the mountains, and it's been a learning curve, but I'm excited. I love what I do, and I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah, we are so happy to have you here today. We love to have the contractors on here and really hear what's going on. So let's dive into it. Let's talk about snow retention and the basics, because we know it's a benefit on high-end roofing to prevent avalanching of snowfall. I mean, we know that. And so why aren't property owners automatically getting snow guards when they get a new roof? Lars, I'd love to talk to you. Have you start us out on that?
Sure, Heidi. There's a number of reasons that we don't see snow retention added on new roofs, and I think we would see it all the time if the homeowners were educated upfront during the sales process. So we see a lot of synthetic roofing products and metal roofing products going on. I think actually most roofing contractors understand that snow is going to slide on metal, but oftentimes roofing contractors and certainly homeowners just don't understand that it's going to slide on a composite roofing product, say a Da Vinci or something like that. And through experience and over the years, what we understand is that snow will slide on those products regardless of the pitch eventually. So the reason people don't get them, though, I think is because they don't think they need them, right? They're going back over a roof that maybe was asphalt shingles, and then the snow didn't really slide on asphalt shingles, or they had wood shakes, and the snow slides kind of on wood shakes, but not a whole lot. When they switch over to a composite product, they think that well, we didn't have any problems before, so we're not going to have problems now, and so they don't want to do it. They may not care for the appearance of them. We run into that on occasion. And the other issue, and probably a big issue, is that they cost money, and people are always very conscious of how much a new roof costs, and Drew can talk more to that, but it's that I think is probably the biggest reason that they try to get by without snow retention, and then we're there a year later when they find out it was a problem.
And that's really interesting because it just feels like we're hearing more and more contractors who are understanding this and who understand the risk involved with not having good snow retention. So Drew, what are why do you think homeowners are not really making this part of their new roof?
I think Lars did a pretty good job of laying it out. I think the two biggest things are the lack of education or understanding these roofing systems. People just assume that they're either going to be kind of the exception to the rule, or they look at it, hey, a roof is a roof. My existing roof didn't slide. Why am I going to add on this additional accessory? And with these new kind of synthetic roofs, they are expensive. It's a high dollar system, and then to add snow retention, it ups that price,
because it's obviously dangerous for the occupants and for the pets, but it's also a bummer when you have your landscaping all of a sudden snow piled up on top of it too. All of that, we really want to make a difference. So my question to you, Drew, is when the homeowners are saying, no, we don't need snow guards, and then winter comes with that surprise, right, of avalanching down, especially if it's a new, like you said, Da Vinci or composite roof. So what happens? What's that call like that you're getting from the homeowners, and how do you respond to that?
Well, I can pretty much set my watch to those phone calls based on our first big snow of the season. A great example, I had a gentleman that I worked with last spring, and he thought, as some do, that snow retention wasn't necessary for his property. I think it was probably around December 1st. He's in town with his friends and family, and their cars are stuck in the garage because all that snow fell in front of it. And he's like, hey, well, what's it going to take for me to get you up here to get some snow retention? We see it with the garage areas, hot tubs being just covered, entryways. And then, like you said, even just the landscaping, protecting the gutters, etc. It's a really important thing. And, the great thing about Rocky Mountain Snow Guards is they do have a retrofit application. So it's trickier in the winter. Obviously, the labor prices go up, but it's something that we can offer to our clients.
Wow. So as you're looking at that too, I mean, we talked about the cars, people, the pets and stuff, and I hadn't even thought about it. I was kind of going through it, but solar panels and all the things that are going on with that too. I mean, that is a huge, a growing market to have solar panels. How does that work?
Sure. And that's a little bit tricky because we do butt heads with the solar guys. Another example, I had another client that we re-roofed, and the solar company talked them out of installing snow retention around their panels because they wanted the snow to kind of slide off the panel so they can maximize them. But it turns out it just complicated our homeowner. Again, it slid onto his porch, it covered his hot tub, it actually damaged his porch. So it's kind of a fine line when you kind of bring both of those components into a roofing system, and ultimately it's like, well, what's more important, your safety and your property, or kind of maximizing your energy during a snowstorm?
Yeah. So,
and they also called, and we retrofit snow guards for them.
And when that happens, they need it right now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They need it yesterday.
Yeah. I see. So there's opportunity here for contractors. Obviously, Drew, Monarch is they're already recommending it up front, but they're also coming in and taking care of it once people decide not to do it and change their mind that first snow. But Lars, what are some of the things you work with contractors all over, and what are some of the opportunities for roofing companies to really build their business with retrofit snow guard sales, but also that, I mean, I think you have the retrofit, but you also have just doing it when you do the new roof.
So one of the things that we recommend and have always recommended to contractors when they're installing a new roof that's a slippery type product like metal or synthetic is that they include a waiver on their roofing contract, so that they can talk to the homeowner about snow retention. If the homeowner decides they don't want it for whatever reason, then they can sign this waiver that basically says we discussed snow retention for this roof and we declined. In the past, we've run into a number of situations where contractors didn't do that, and then they were in trouble with the homeowners because it wasn't covered, and they didn't, or maybe they covered it, but they didn't write it down. And so the homeowner says, gosh, you never told me this. So if a homeowner refuses, I think that signed waiver for the contractor is just a good business move. Yeah,
I've learned that the hard way, and
yeah.
I wish I would have consulted Lars prior to it. And like I said, it's part of the learning curve. We had a homeowner whose BMW was pretty smashed up. We did have the discussion about snow retention. He turned it down, but we didn't have any kind of legal recourse to protect us. So a liability waiver was put into our contracts real quick.
So now
Always
every contract goes
idea.
out, they have to say, no, thank you.
Yes.
So also, Lars, as contractors are looking at this, service and maintenance, big deal, right? I'm hearing about this from contractors all over who are, the springtime, autumn. It used to be just commercial, but now it's also residential. And Drew, I'm kind of guessing up in your area, that's really with all the homeowners, second homes and stuff, making sure everything is clean and ready to go. Great time for people to really look at, do you need snow retention on your current roof, not just a new roof, but on your current roof? How is that working for contractors that you're talking to, Lars?
Well, contractors, we have a number of contractors that we refer. We get calls regularly from people that say, gosh, we have this problem. Do you know somebody that could come out and install snow retention for us? We get those calls regularly, as we already touched on. We get them in the spring, especially here in Colorado on the Front Range. We get big spring snowstorms sometimes, and several feet and all at once. And those really are very damaging. So once there's an event like that, we get people calling us asking if we know somebody that can take care of it. And of course, we're there with a snow retention plan and a recommendation. That's happens often in the spring. Sometimes we see that stuff in the fall, but we're just not on the Front Range. We're just not used to seeing those kind of events in the fall, those kind of snow events. So in the mountains, it's a whole different story. As Drew mentioned, we start hearing from people in mountain communities in the winter time. And after the first couple of snowstorms, we'll start getting some calls. It's tougher, particularly in those resort areas where they get a whole lot of snow. It could be almost impossible to get it done in the middle of winter in the heat of battle. It's a dangerous thing, but maybe sunny days they can get it done. So we also, the contractors that are out there doing these retrofit jobs, they've targeted areas that have new solar panels and put out flyers and things like that to people to addresses that have solar panels, especially where they can observe that the solar panels will be dropping onto a sidewalk or a driveway or something like that. So they've approached that opportunity that way. It pays well for the contractor. That's an important thing. It follows most other pricing rules when it comes to roofing contracting, and that the cost of the product is typically a third of the cost of the installed product. And so that can be a very profitable business for a contractor to pursue. And they can pursue it sometimes in off seasons when they wouldn't be putting on new roofs. So it's something that can supplement their repair and maintenance work in those off seasons. I would encourage any contractor that's installed a composite or synthetic or metal roof to audit the roofs that they've put on and see if there's opportunity to go back and put on snow retention, and then contact those clients. I think that works a lot. And then there are just the one-offs where a roofer is driving down the road and he notices a hotel property or something that has a metal roof and doesn't have any snow retention. We know of one here in Denver that the roofer just knocked on the door and said, "Hey, you guys have problems with snow coming off your roof?" And sure enough, they had lots of problems with snow coming off the roof, and that was a great sale for him.
Huh?
He was able to come in with a great solution for that.
It seems to me too that your own past customers, but also there's going to be other contractors out there who maybe are not thinking this way, and or maybe they just don't think this way. Who knows? And so that means opportunity too, to go in and fix some mistakes. So Drew, obviously the retrofit snow guard sales is a great thing for roofing companies, whether you're fixing someone else's problem or people who just realize now they need it when they didn't. So how does retrofit snow guard sales work for you at Monarch?
So it's been a great kind of point of contact for us to stay relevant during the off season. It's allowed me to, as Lars mentioned, not only reach back out to previous customers, but it's a referral business. Primarily, it's helped us kind of supplement our crews during the winter when it's a little bit slower. So it keeps them fed, it keeps them happy. It keeps Monarch relevant throughout the season for potential clients for possibly spring re-roofs. And it's tricky, but it can be done. And it's also led us to other business opportunities like snow removal, for example, which is a great business for our crews during these winter months. And it's just been a great way to stay relevant through the winter.
I love that. Branding, staying in front of your customers. That is so important, and solving their problems so that when they're ready for more, you're there. Okay. With a retrofit snow guard sales, or even just going in and doing retrofit snow guards, Drew, it's probably not the easiest. Like you said it's not the easiest, but I just is it worth it for companies to really look at this, and kind of how does it work for profitability?
It's 100% worth it to go after this. The margins they're set. So it's really hard to walk away and not make some money. It's been very profitable for Monarch, for myself, for my crews. Obviously, when we're doing the retros in the winter, the labor prices are going to be higher than they would be normally. But the costs are generally fixed. So it's a real fail-safe way to generate business in territory that's, closed for re-roofing production until spring. So it's been awesome for us.
It makes sense. I love these add-ons. And it really helps contractors. I mean, obviously a lot of snow in Colorado during the winter. So now you have something that keeps your crews busy, keeps them year round. So critical. So Lars, you have really done things to try to make this retrofit process easier and more profitable, which we've already heard. How do you support these programs, and how are you supporting the contractors to really look at retrofit sales and really taking care of their customers?
Well, Rocky Mountain Snow Guards has a strong quote team and design team. So when a contractor has an opportunity like this, they can bring us an Eagle View report or even just a drawn roof diagram. And with that, we need to know, obviously, slopes and other pertinent information. We need addresses to make sure that we have the right snow loads that we're designing to. And then we'll provide a complete snow retention plan on a PDF along with a quote for all the different parts and pieces that are necessary for the job. Our quote packets include installation instructions, and those are very specific also to the product that's going on the roof, as well as the snow guard that's being specified. And across the country, and this is something that many of our contractors don't realize, and we are alone in this, is that our pricing includes freight. So the price that is quoted includes freight. There's no surprise for additional freight charges. What you pay is what you get.
Well, and I
said that wrong. What you pay is what you were quoted. And that definitely sets us apart from the other snow guard companies.
I love that. And when you really are looking at that, the free layout, the engineering, the quotes, free freight, and the installation training. But the other thing you said earlier that I just want to kind of add to that little list is leads. You have people who are calling you all the time, and you're sending those out to your top contractors.
Yes. Well, yes, all the time following a snow event, typically. Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, we do have contractors that we refer those jobs to regularly.
Get involved. You get all the things you need. So Drew, that list we just talked about, and all the engineering, the layouts, the quotes, installation, free freight. How does that help Monarch, and how has that helped your business?
Oh, it just simplifies the process for me. The layouts, the presentations that they provide are awesome. It really kind of helps break it out to the homeowner, like the maps that they provide. I think that just even the science behind the snow retention that Rocky Mountain Snow Guards has taken. I mean, they look at snow loads, average snowfalls, pounds per square inch. So it's a really engineered, scientific system that we're installing in these people. And they do a great job of kind of providing me with the tools to create that value, which really helps sell it overall. And the whole crew in there is great. They turn those around. The whole staff is awesome. If I have a question, it's answered, within minutes oftentimes. And it's that extra customer service that makes my life easier, because I'm confident in them knowing that they're going to provide the entire package for my clients. So it's an easy turnover. It's an easy partnership for me.
That is great. Wow. Yeah. Thumbs up. I really love that. And Drew, we're in May right now. So for people who are listening to this, we're in May. You're going into the season. So I am sure there's going to be a lot of snow guard talk coming up.
Yep. These are conversations I hope to have daily from now until Halloween and then December 1st for the people that don't listen to me.
Yeah, there you go. I really hope they listen to you, because it's a safety issue. And thank you for all your tips. Making sure it's in the contracts, making sure you're having the good communications, really using the support of such a great company as Rocky Mountain. So both of you, thank you so much. What a great podcast. I've learned a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks, Heidi.
Thank you so much. And thank you all for listening. This is the kind of information that can really make a difference in your business. So wherever you're at, make sure you're kind of checking out what's going on with snow retention. How's it working with your high-end roofing? I can tell you here in Central Oregon on May 2nd, it snowed. So snow is everywhere. And this could be a great opportunity for you as you move into the roofing season. Thank you again, gentlemen. And thank you, everyone, for listening. Please check out all of our podcasts under the RLW Read, Listen, Watch initiative under Roofing Road Trips, or on your favorite podcast channel. Be sure to subscribe and set those notifications so you don't miss a single episode. We'll be seeing you next time on Roofing Road Trips.
If you've enjoyed the ride, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join us on every roofing adventure. Make sure to visit rooferscoffeeshop.com to learn more. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next Roofing Road Trip.